Basketball fans, what is up? And welcome to the All Basketball Podcast, where debates often take place. Once again, it's your host, Maurice Dixon, and welcome to another NBA Finals recap. This time, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder defeating the Indiana Pacers in 7 games. Series kind of ended on a sour note, but we're here to talk about it, give you our reactions to the series, and some other hot NBA topics on this Tuesday night, June 24th. I got two Carolina legends, I'll say, with me, Mike and Cornelius, on the show so far right now. And guys, like I said, it's late June. That means a NBA champion has been crowned, and it was the Thunder in 7 over OKC. Thunder become the second youngest team since the '77 Blazers. Bill Walton, I think Maurice Lucas was on that team. A few names I know to win. And usually don't win when you're young in the NBA, but they won. SGA was the MVP, scoring champ, and Finals MVP. And by doing that, he joined Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's the only players to do that. That's quite a feat and distinction to be a part of. And another thing, notable thing, OKC with 84 wins between the playoffs and the regular season. That's the third most. And they tied the Bulls, 96-97 Bulls. Pretty sure that team went, I think Chicago won 69 games that year because 95-96 is when they won 72. But yeah, so OKC got it, man. Unfortunately, ended in a sour note. I mean, early in the game, Tyrese Halliburton came out hot from three, dealing with a calf strain. And as we've seen a few times lately, that calf strain turned into a torn Achilles, ending his night on Sunday, and kind of making it a foregone conclusion that this was going to be, if the Thunder stayed focused, they would win. That's what they did, winning 103-91. Before the series, I picked the Thunder in 6-7 games. Mike called it sweep. Cornelius had Indiana winning, just to give you guys where we were in the series. But Mike, strong statement by you there, but you still got the team right. What are your thoughts on the 25 finals?
Well, my thoughts, it just seemed like the Pacers did like more heroics, man. As I watched the game, they're down like 15 points. And then it's like OKC just goes into this shoot first offense, like penetration, shooting early in the shot clock, missing, and allowing the Pacers to have all these possessions to just come back. And I mean, on several times throughout the series, they're up there 20 points, but then they just go back. They have these double bigs, and they're playing well, they're rebounding well. They take them out, sometimes both of them out, and the Pacers now they just start, I guess, getting hot. And it's like they had these defensive lapses. And I don't know if that's just being young or what, but if they just keep doing what they do, they supposed to win every game. And clearly that didn't happen. It ain't like the Pacers like blew them out. Did they ever blow them out by at least 10 points? No?
Yeah, it's game 6.
Game six, game 6 they got handled. But the other games, I mean, they were right there in it. Yeah. Those are my thoughts. I mean, the Pacers, they've been doing it all season, though. I mean, they somehow win games that they shouldn't. Guys start making, I mean, even in the Knicks series, guys got hot, made 5 threes in the last 2 minutes of the game. I mean,
Neesmith.
Yeah, Neesmith. I mean, so they play a lot of inspired ball, man. And I don't know if that's just the point guard doing it, or some guys get the ball like, you know what, I'm better than the guy guarding me, and I'm just going to do him. And they have that comeback mentality. So they have a strong, I don't know how you categorize it, but they know how to come back.
Resilience.
Yeah, resilient. They know how to come back and not ever be down. So you got to give them credit because they weren't supposed to win three series now, and they almost weren't supposed to win this game, and yet in the finals, I mean, they were what, tied at halftime or very close going into the fourth. No, they
Game
were down
seven, they was up
10,
a point. They was up a point in
point at
game seven.
halftime.
Yeah.
But then McConnell tried to lead them back. He did the best he could, and then it was like, hey, we just don't have enough guys to make it happen, man. On the
I mean,
road,
the defense in the third quarter was just they outscored them 34-20. That was pretty much
right? Yeah, that was
OKC
game.
just turned it up, and with no Halliburton due to the Achilles, I mean, it was like,
Right.
I mean, game seven it's usually ugly, and they just didn't have another guy to turn it up. Siakam couldn't really turn it up. Like you said, McConnell was the really only hope, but he's giving you more 2-pointers. I guess OKC won't hit a bunch of
Yeah, he's
threes
scoring in
anyway,
the
but
paint, going at them, like
yeah, he
getting
was just
boards,
yeah.
dunking in the half court. Scored 14 straight points. 12, 14 straight points. So you can't say that he didn't go down swinging. Like he played the best that he could. He maximized his play during the final. So you can't blame him for losing. But that's what it
Definitely.
is. Yeah.
Cornelius, you were you were with the minority, picked the Pacers. They almost went up 3-1 in the series. Just let that fourth quarter lead in game four slip away. Then I feel like the series kind of turned there when OKC they just weren't you just couldn't beat them twice. Hadn't lost back to back games all postseason. But what are your thoughts on how things turned out?
Yeah, I forgot what game it was. I thought they lost their opportunity to uh to win it at home. I think in game six. I think they
No, game
lost.
four. It was game four.
Okay, they lost game four. Yeah, they needed to win game four so they can come back home and win game six. Um, eh, I think with the way the rules are with this new NBA, um, your best defense is offense because you can't really be aggressive defensively. Um, but they did let them
OKC
play. Like
was.
actually, in the finals, they kind of let them be a little bit more aggressive. Um, it kind of
Right.
showed me a lot of teams are superstar driven, and when you really gotta like break down and play it within a system without your superstar, most teams can't do it. Um, like so when Halliburton went down, it was just like okay, we got to come up with something, and trying to figure out who's going to do it. They do it by committee, um, and it just didn't work. So they gave it a good shot. Um, it's a lot of injuries going on in the NBA. I think Halliburton is young, but it looks like just like Steph Curry had to get stronger. He's probably gonna have to do that too. He's an interesting player because like some of those games he would be like late in the game with no points, but they would still win or whatever. So it's almost like Indiana is one of those unique teams. Is one night it may be the committee, one night maybe Halliburton at the end, and I think that caught up with them because OKC they know who's bringing the chicken every night, and everybody just else got to bring the sides. But Indiana didn't have that luxury, so they put up a good fight. It was a great series.
Yeah, yeah, good series. I want to. One thing you said to me that stood out. You said they didn't let them play physical defense, but actually a lot of the stuff I saw on I don't know if they were OKC fans, neutral fans. A lot of stuff I saw on X, aka Twitter. They was people were like, yeah, OKC wouldn't have won if maybe Indiana teams would have a chance. If OKC like it's like they almost like they were fouling or getting away with stuff on defense, but it kind of made me think about how when we used to watch the Bulls in the '90s, like, yeah, you see some guys kind of get clobbered, but it was just they put that full court press on you, and um, you
They would
just
check guys with their chest and body, like they
yeah.
would really hit them. Guys would
I mean,
fall
once
down. Like
no, but I mean like Pippen and Jordan, once they got you like specific reaches, maybe you caught a little bit of the arm or the hand. Obviously, they wouldn't call it, but I'm just kind of thinking it may have been similar to that, but um, felt like the defense was good all year, and when you have good defense, you have a good chance to win. So
Yeah, they turned it up. OKC did that third quarter, and was like, okay, we're going to They already rattled because they lost their guy, so they pressured them. Like they had McConnell. Like it just when they kept getting him to like near half court, I was like, yo, this don't look good. It looked like he about like you could tell like 10, 15 seconds, like get out of there. They about to steal the ball from him. And he couldn't help it. And they just made him turn the ball over, and it was up from there, and they couldn't get no rhythm. But I think
let me see. Do you think they were fouling though? Did you?
Halliburton would have got hurt, but hey, OKC are the champs.
Do you think OKC was doing? Do you agree with these comments I was telling you about? Like they fouling or something? Do you agree with that? Or did you see kind of like legit defense or a combination?
Oh, did I see OKC fouling?
Did you? Yeah, like did you feel like they were getting away with fouls?
They were. McConnell, I think he got fouled on a layup, and he was talking for like 3 plays. Like, yo.
Right. Yeah. I remember that.
Like, yo,
You're
what's
right.
up?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like one of them things. If the refs cut the engine off on you, and they're not gonna call nothing, you on your own. You go, and then so in those instances, you got to become the aggressor. And I was waiting for somebody on Indiana to just. That's when you need a Draymond. You just need.
They say it's Mathurin. He was and Neesmith. He fouled out.
He's too little, man.
You just need something to click everybody in, or these are the times where, you would have to be physical too, and they couldn't do it.
Who was the big man who didn't show up in Game 7 for Turner? Where was he at? He doesn't bang no more. He just tried to shoot threes.
That's what I'm
saying. Did he have 10 points? No. Like, where was he at?
This
he didn't have a good series. Let me see.
He showed up
this
Game
new
7.
style of basketball.
6 points, no blocks. He only took 4 shots.
Take more. He probably shot a 3, didn't he? Like, but he doesn't. He's scared of paint.
He doesn't play like that. He
6'11". Why not?
I mean, see, I can go down there more than him.
I lost my big. Yeah. Miles Turner, -12. So him and Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin didn't show up. He didn't have no points. 21 minutes.
Oh wow.
Like, so I mean, yeah, the role players or the Mathurin played big, hitting his free throws.
They got enough off the bench.
Yeah, Mathurin. I mean, the little guys, not Shepard, Mathurin and McConnell. That's 40 points right there.
Right. So you're missing Halliburton. So and Siakam's not good.
I'm just saying, you just Miles Turner. You're a big dude. You got a lot of money. You didn't show up. You only have 4 boards.
I think OKC
4 boards, 6 points.
Oh.
You mean 6 points, 4 boards? Go ahead, Cornelius.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I think OKC is bringing back more traditional style ball. I think we're seeing the end of the Golden State era. That was pretty. It was an anomaly with Curry and Clay, and that style of ball where you just made people submit to their will around your offense. And I think now, when you got to play more traditional and you got to go downhill and you got to be physical, everybody, the new generation who grew up on Curry, they want to run out to the 3-point. Just the finesse, but with the way teams are structured, like OKC and some of the other teams, you're going to have to be a little bit more balanced and traditional, be able to do both. So like you said, Turner needed to go down and do some work. And in those instances, you got to know when to switch it up. When you want to be physical, slow the game down, and then switch it at a high clip, go up. Like you got to be able to go back and forth. If like we saw Golden State just be able to, because they had two people that you may never see again. But for everybody else, you gotta have an A, B, and C. Let's switch it up. Let's get back to the basics of basketball. Like, how do you break the press? Like how do you play defense? Like don't just let these dudes come and run over you. Now, Shay gonna get his and the other guy, but
Williams was actually a little cold, wasn't he?
yeah, he's a bad dude.
He was kind of hurt. He had a hurt wrist or something.
Yeah, to be
Jay
that
was
big,
on.
he got off. So like I don't know what I know. Golden State's my team. So and I know Draymond was like talking about they was gonna win a ring this year. What was Draymond talking about?
But he got excited because they got Butler and they got excited about the defense.
These
But
teams are young and good and strong. So
Yes, it's young guys. I mean, Golden State might have had their chance. I mean, Curry don't get hurt. I don't know if Minnesota beats them, but we'll never know. But I just think the way the league is, and you gotta look at who Turner was trying to get up against Hartenstein, and Holmgren might not have been really an advantage. I mean, I think Siakam went in the post enough. He's kind of their post guy when they do that, but he'll give you like a fadeaway. But everything's really just downhill. I mean,
that's what they need. I mean,
NBA
players, you got to have a back to the basket game, right? You can't just all just be parameters, drive and kick.
Well, that's
High
what they,
screen, drive and kick. That's
what
that's
they
not
do.
that's not a winning formula in the league.
Well, it won last year for Boston.
He averaged 15 and 6. He had last two games. He had 6 points and 3 points. Mal Turner.
No, talking about for the series, or you talking about the season?
The season was 15 and 15 and 6.
What he averaged in the finals? Because I've heard he had a bad finals.
Yeah, his last two games, he just had a total of 9 points. That's what I'm saying. You 6'11", 250. You got to have more. You need more than 9 points, man.
But he's like there. What is he there?
Starting center.
No, but what option is he? He's probably. Is he even? I don't even know if he's the third option. No, Nembhard's more of an option than him. I mean, he might be Is he the fourth option out there?
You can see his contract numbers.
Yeah,
how many millions of dollars he making? And you getting 3 points and 6 points in the finals, last two games. So
but he's not. Miles Turner isn't Joel Embiid.
I'm not saying he needs 30. I mean, he's not is he all star? No, but you need more than 3 and 6.
You said his. Let me see if I can find his.
I said he averaged in the regular season 15 points and 6 boards during the regular season.
Right. So
I just said
he's not a superstar. So right, we talking about the series because if he's not a superstar, so he's not going to elevate his numbers in the postseason.
He can't maintain them either.
Would you agree with that?
He can't maintain them either. That's the problem I'm having.
You can't totally look at the money.
Why not? If I'm paying you that amount, see that's the issue now. A lot of guys, it's like when you get paid so much, the coach has to put you out there on the court, right? You making Curry making $60-something million, he gotta play, regardless of the play. So this guy's got these inflated contracts. He gotta be out there on the court. Now you would think production would be there when you make all that money, but I'm just saying where's the production? 3 points and 6 points. That ain't cutting. And he a restricted free agent. You supposed to be balling out.
You talking about Miles Turner? I mean,
Miles, yes.
Where are you getting these expectations from a Miles Turner?
I'm just talking about this regular season stats. You go from 15 and 6 to nothing.
You said what?
Well, 16.7 boards. 16.7 boards a game.
No, but I don't think he had nothing. But he's
3 points. Maybe you expect more than 3 points.
Why can't I find them?
Game log.
I found it. Never mind. The averages for this series. You on Basketball Reference? Okay, I got it. since you got me defending Miles Turner, he
He averaged
averaged
10 points in the finals.
11,
11 and 4.
yeah, 10.6, 11. He shot 38%, only 21% from three. But look at the other. I mean, so look at Siakam is your number one scorer. Halliburton. I mean, Mathurin come in and McConnell. They had bigger games. So I mean, what? Why
So
are you
even before
expecting?
okay,
How
no,
many
I'm saying the
blocks?
last
He led the
two
team in
games.
blocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
one
yeah.
game was a blowout. So I mean, you can't. They blew him out. So whether he plays good or not didn't matter. Game
So you
7,
don't
you need
count
all
blowout, you
hands
don't
on
count
deck.
blowout stats. That's what I'm saying.
I
All
mean, they
hands
blew
on
him out. I
deck.
mean,
He didn't do nothing. Last two games of the series, doing that game, so he didn't do nothing. That's all I'm saying.
boy, what? I can see if he has. Now
Averaging
I can see
okay,
if
he
he has
averaged
some.
4.5 points a game in game 6 and game 7. That's not enough when you had 15 to go to 4.5. That's all I'm saying. Like
He
where what I'm not expecting at least I said he couldn't even get his playoff average against the Thunder, which is 10. He was nowhere near 10 points.
well,
You
they
6'11,
got
you
two
can't get 10 points.
they got two big. You saw Chet Holmgren was blocking shots, and Hartenstein's no slouch.
So just because somebody's your size, you can't score no more? That's what you were saying?
No, but where are you finding these shots for Miles Turner?
I'm not finding shots for him. I'm
How
just
many
saying you
shots?
just don't. He's shooting. I guess he's
And he
shooting
probably was
nine times a game, 8.7.
and he was second in fouls after Neesmith. So he went on the court always. They would bring in Bradley and barely Bryant.
Yeah, that's not good options. You saw what Bradley did when he had the ball in the corner. He turned it over. He couldn't
Well, I
pass it
see
to
that.
top and well, a 3-foot pass. He threw it at his feet. So yeah, you couldn't. They had to take him
But
out very quickly. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
okay. The
pretty much
first round opponent against Milwaukee, he had 19, 15, 6, 23, and 21. Right? I mean, that's decent for him. I'm not
right.
saying he's just an all-star, but he's averaging 17 points a game in the quarterfinals, game 1. Right? Milwaukee. He's guarding against Giannis, right?
Giannis or Brook Lopez or
Or
Portis.
Lopez.
I didn't see
Right. So
much
those are
of it.
big dudes. So I'm just saying
They
it
are
ain't like yeah.
Portis. I mean, I give Lopez, but I mean, it depends on the situation. He might just been hot like from driving kicks because remember he's
Ga-
stretching.
Yeah, but game 2, they played at Cleveland, averaging 16.2 points a game. Right? Cleveland got double bigs. They got
Allen and
Allen and other big Mobley, right? They got
Mobley,
them.
right?
He dropped almost 16 points a game. So now I'm just saying in the finals
Against the best defense in the league.
that you need the most. Right?
Against the best defense in the league.
3-point. I mean, he had a 3-point game against Milwaukee, 6-point game, but he didn't have multiple single-digit games.
I mean,
I just
he didn't. I mean, Mathurin and McConnell had the game. So where are the touches from Miles Turner? Come on.
I'm not saying he touched. I'm just saying you just got to get more than 10 points. He only did that. I don't know. He got 30 minutes. Sometimes you can just catch a lob and get 2 points. Like I don't know.
He had some big dunks. He dunked on somebody real bad early in the series. Real bad down the lane.
No. Siakam dunked on somebody
Oh,
very bad in the
Siakam,
game.
yeah, it was him too.
He called his
Siakam
body
called
right before
Williams.
halftime. Yeah, he
I
called
think
Williams. So Williams tried to jump.
I think in game 1, Turner dunked on. He had one of the best 2 dunks to the finals. I mean, they were far and few in between. This
He was pumped up. That led him in the game 2 where he dropped 16 points. So he was pumped off that when he dunked on somebody.
well,
And then it went downhill from there.
as the finals, as you get deeper in the playoffs,
Right.
the competition is better. So, and he's playing against the best defense. 2 big men who are good.
So everybody's numbers should drop in the finals because they're playing against the best defense. That's what you saying?
Well, usually it's gonna come down. Usually, the superstar elevates, like most guys elevate.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Jordan, Kobe. You talking about top tier people. You might have a guy who has a game like who had a game I mean not Williams because he had 40, but we know he can score. Somebody else had a Obi Toppin hit what 5 threes one game. I mean Mathurin had a good
Yeah,
game, like he had 27 in game three, I think. So guys will give you a game, but
yeah, they get hot at home. That's what happened. I
yeah, I
mean,
mean he was on the
yeah,
road. I mean, so this, you, you,
When Matherin dropped 24. Yeah, I mean that was
you
good,
just
but I don't know.
you
But
beat
let me just say this. So no, I ain't gonna be the dead thing over and over. But they had the lowest Game Seven ratings, man, in the history of Game Sevens since
Mhm.
2000. Like people didn't watch the game, right? And let me tell you why I think why people didn't watch the game. I mean, I know you mentioned the small markets, right? You got Oklahoma City population, top 40. The Pacers is pretty small. Well, Indianapolis is pretty big, maybe top 20, 25. But I mean, it's not New York, LA, Houston. It's not a booming market. But another theory or another comment is that SGA is just not exciting. His game, I mean, he cares about his team winning. Maybe that's a Canadian thing, right? Oh, I'm gonna make the right play. But when he drives, he has one move. He doesn't really do a killer crossover. He does that little spin, and then he'll do a
Step back.
power layup. He's 6'6". He should be dunking. He could be dunking on people, but he doesn't
He don't have
try
that kind of
to
athleticism.
embarrass. But he can dunk. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
but
think he does. He just doesn't display it. And the NBA is a fan game, so if you want the fans involved, maybe he should try to do a little more oomph,
but he
a
but
little, a little, maybe try
he
to
has
dunk.
nice he has nice moves. It's just that
You're right. They're nice.
I
That's what I'm
mean,
saying. They're
which
nice, solid moves. They're not like the oomph move,
yeah,
right?
he's not athletic like that. So he has good footwork. I mean, it's you kind of have to appreciate him. Like the best person I can give you is like Tim Duncan. Like you just
Yeah,
kind
but
of have to
everybody
appreciate the
expect.
basketball.
But Duncan won't try to kill nobody and dunk on them in the half court setting. What I'm saying is that yeah, Sean Kemp's is more exciting than the Tim Duncan. Even though Duncan plays the game
Right.
fundamentally sound and he's gonna be a top 75 legend, Sean Kemp wasn't. But Sean Kemp put fans in the seats. It's like, man, I want
Right.
to see if he gonna dunk on somebody tonight, right? And what I'm saying is that his game, if you're trying to be that man, it should be more exciting. You got to appeal to the fans sometimes too. Now
Well,
I'm taking your role now. Like what the fans got to do with it, but I think the fans need to see a more exciting SGA instead of I'm gonna spin.
some
You're gonna foul me. I'm gonna get to the line, hit my free throws,
well,
play a little D.
he has nice moves, but
Yeah.
he just is. I don't think he's an exciting player. Like he's more of your you just
Why
kind of
can't he be? He has the potential to be exciting.
no, because he's not no, because we talking about like Ant Man or Michael Jordan or Kobe or
Or,
LeBron, like where they're
or current.
doing
Let's keep it current. What about even a John Morant? Morant's exciting, but he's not gonna get you that W in the playoffs, right? He'll
right.
get missing,
So,
right?
but his game just isn't his game. I mean, I don't think he can
You
help that.
can't
He's not.
you can't turn the exciting meter on and do some
Pull,
crossovers.
pull, but he does nice moves. Like I've seen him do nice moves, but it's not going to be. It's not like oh my god, like unless he go down there
Right,
and just dunk on somebody. It's like rare.
right.
But you have those kind of players. You've had those kind of players throughout the NBA. Like everybody just
I'm
isn't.
saying I'm not saying those players are missing. I'm just saying that's part of the reason why the ratings were so
Oh well,
a
yeah,
little bit
well yeah,
low.
I give you
Like
that.
he's not that exciting. He gonna make the right
I
move, the
mean,
right play. It just
huh, I mean, creates contact or sales
yeah,
contact sometimes. I
yeah,
mean,
say
but
right.
he's just a pure basketball player. Like it's not. He can't help it. Everybody can't be exciting. You have some on one end who are really
Yeah,
exciting, and you have some on the other end who are quote unquote kind of boring, but they're effective. I mean, he's an NBA's leading scorer.
yeah, he's
He's just
effective.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
He just don't have that in his game.
He can take a play off to say, you know what, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to get this one and you know what I'm saying? I mean, you that good, but
I've, I've,
I don't know.
I've seen him have.
I'm not
I've seen
telling him
him
to
have.
change his whole game to make it just I'm gonna just start dunking on folks and shooting threes and getting
But
mine. But I mean
I've seen
he
him.
yeah, well,
I've seen him do have nice plays. Like, ooh, that was a nice play. Ooh, like
yeah,
it's just different. It's not.
yeah, yeah. I guess so. Because he had a stretch in the regular season where he was dropping 50, like threes. maybe 3 straight games. So I mean,
Right, but
he's doing.
it's a way you can drop 50 and you seem like you got 50, or it's they call it a quiet 50, a quiet
Yeah,
40.
he has a quiet 50s. Like he went.
So I mean,
Yeah,
but you almost have
look
to
him up.
be just
Yeah,
a fan of basketball to appreciate it. You just can't be the casuals like this, like say, oh, I just want to see highlights or emotion or.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the series didn't have that. I mean, it just those
I
guys
think
aren't there yet.
they didn't sell it too. Like I guess the commentary they said Stephen A. Smith he messed it up, man. They asked her to do one question and he started going in on something else and making it all about him. I was like, man, so I'm curious to see how he gonna act when they have Barkley and Shaq in there. Because clearly he's still gonna be around. So he gonna just I don't know, man. I don't like the dude no more. I can't
Well,
watch it.
he's not
Is it
going
is it
anywhere.
necessary? Yeah, yeah, I
You
know.
don't have to
Yeah,
watch it. I mean, you don't have
I
to
won't.
watch first take of the
I
post
won't.
pregame show. You can not watch it. Sometimes.
We turning it to the alternative channel. I'd rather see the old NBA heads do it, but I know they can't do on a public network. I mean, I guess the commentary. I know you had your Richard Jeffersons and Doris Burke. I mean, you had them. I mean, it was solid, but now as you get older, it's like, man, these guys are a little kind of old. You know what I'm saying? Doris Burke knocking on 60, so it's not like it's like to bring the younger element into it. I'll be curious to see what KG or a former NBA player has to say, and they can kind of be real with it. And it's like that's a good move. Kind of like they even have it with the Mannings, right? They be on the, the Super Bowl or whatever, Monday Night Football, got their own little avenue where they can kind of say what they want. Now, don't get me wrong, they are kind of boxed in by what they can say. They're not cussing and doing all the other stuff.
Mhm.
So that also limits the ability for a former NBA player or like Teague or somebody to really just let loose because certain things you can't say on the air. But it will be interesting to kind of hear kind of a different, have an option to hear something else on the finals besides just that. And that kind of made it a little boring too, in a sense, in my opinion, to go along with the small markets, to go along with not a lot of flair, in the basketball. You got deep benches, so it wasn't I wasn't I guess exciting on my end, but maybe I can try
Yeah,
harder next season. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
maybe it wasn't captivating, or you've seen a lot of basketball. You have stuff to compare it to, so
Yeah.
you have stuff that you identify with closely, probably from your youth, and then just from watching a lot of basketball and seeing a lot of great players. When you get something that's less captivating, you watch it because you're a basketball fan, but
Right.
sometimes it's not the
Product. Not
greatest
a good
thing.
product. Yeah.
James, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Want to get your we're a little past it, but just want to get your thoughts on the finals. I know you had picked OKC. Just wanted to get your thoughts real quick on how things turned out.
Smart man. Smart man.
It's I picked the OKC when the playoffs started. I said, man, I don't know how anybody gonna beat them. They're really good. They deep. They play defense. They got, I mean, one of the top three players in the league in SGA. Um, Shit, man, they weren't lacking. They went out in the off season. They brought in Hartenstein. They brought in Caruso. They helped shore up, the bench, gave them depth. I just thought they were the best team. They were the best team all season. Had the best record. Had the MVP. Had the scoring leader. The Finals MVP. They from top to bottom were the best team in the league, and I think they deserve to win the championship. And so, congrats to them. I was pulling for Indy, and if Halliburton didn't get hurt Game 7, maybe we're having a different conversation. But injuries happen. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we've seen a lot of teams win championships due to the health issues of other teams. So, hey man, congrats to the OKC Thunder. Congrats to Sam Presti for putting his team together while staying under the luxury tax. And he has a buttload of draft picks. The whole team is like he hits on every draft. He has a whole bunch of first round picks on that team, and they
Right.
young. Jalen Williams third year, Chet third year, really his second year because he was hurt his whole first year. So these guys got a lot of room to grow, and OKC is gonna be a contender for years and years to come.
What
I really enjoyed this finals. I thought it was one of the more exciting finals that we've had in a while. I know the ratings were down because of the small market teams, but Game 7 was actually the highest rated game that they had since when it was like
2019.
yeah, it was a long about 6 years. So
Yeah, 2019.
uh, people, casual fans, even the casual fans like a Game 7, but
Right.
because it's a small market, if the Knicks was in there, maybe the ratings would have been higher. LA, Boston, somebody like that. But the finals had the best two teams, and it's just changing of the landscape of the league. No longer is it about having a big two or big three. It's about being able to go 10 deep. Can you go 10, 11 deep? And if you can't do that, it's gonna be hard for you to win. It's truly a team game now. It's not about this is my team and this is what I got done. It's about the collective. This is what we can do as a whole team. So it's good to see that for the NBA. I know that stars still the game, but right now the best players in the league are all foreign players, and they all have a somewhat boring style of play outside of Giannis.
I don't find Luca boring. But yeah, like you said, this is below the rim perimeter.
Luka ain't dunking on nobody.
Yeah, I ain't dunking on nobody. It's less
The
and less
slow
dunks.
game.
The
hey,
the
let me bring up something he said. So he brought up Caruso. Now Caruso has an underrated defense. He had championship experience, and he was guarding Siakam, right? Previous series, he was guarding on Jokic. So if he can guard Jokic and get him to get turnovers, Siakam won't nobody to him. And he was
he
like
was
holding
he
his
was
own, man.
fouling Jokic too though. He was
He was
fouling.
fouling. He was fouling Siakam too. But hey, refs didn't call it, so he put that
You
forearm on his back. Hey, he was doing him up.
don't get
So
too play stuff. He's gritty. But again, Aaron Gordon gets hurt with the hammy. The series look different. You know, every round somebody got injured.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's some getting
not saying
feedback
that that's the
from your
reason they
mic. You might
won.
have to come out and go back in. Go out and go back in. My fault.
Not saying that's the reason they won, but I'm just saying that health is important when you talk about the NBA. I mean, Golden State still, you know, hammy, at the wrong time. So it seemed like something happened along the way. But that's how it always is. So again, congrats to them for staying healthy. But that's a young team. The old guys get hurt, man. That's why they try to play 65 games and then they've been 28, 30 minutes a night. It's a young man's game. Them young boys can run up and down the court all day, jump high, throw alleys, block shots, get in the passing lanes, and they just fine. So
but you need
To
your
some
you need your
extent,
vets
but
too, though.
two of them young guys gonna miss the whole season next year. Halliburton and Tatum, man, it's something something going on. I mean, I know Dame tore his too, but he's not young.
all
If
those guys you just named,
if
all those guys you just named, all had calf strains.
right, if
But
I got a calf strain,
they try to play through it because the fans be like, is he tough enough? Really, he should sit out. But is he not a warrior if he sit out? When Halliburton got that calf strain, I think that was game 4, maybe it was game 4 or 5, and he played through it. And when he initially came out the game, he went to the locker room to get evaluated. I get on Twitter or X, and I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, he's soft. He better not on his team. He quit. He giving up." And players, you hear that kind of thing. So you come back, you try to play through it, you be a warrior. But at the end of the day, even when KD went down in the finals against Toronto, he had a calf strain. That
so
calf strain oftentimes leads to an Achilles tear.
Tatum
And
had it too. Dame
Dame,
had it too.
Dame had it.
So it's like, I mean, in Halliburton's case and Durant's case, I can understand you. Maybe I make this sacrifice for a championship, but
Damn,
I mean,
man.
they really gonna have to look at that, man. Like from now on, like if you get that jump, I guess we get in the playoffs. It's like it's going to happen. Like it's inevitable.
Well, we saw Giannis. What was this? 2 years ago when he had the calf strain, he sat out. He didn't play.
Oh,
You
when they
know,
lost to Miami.
Milwaukee got bumped, but Giannis didn't tear his Achilles, and he didn't have to miss the whole year. So I just think sometimes players try to do what's best for the team, and they really should do what's best for themselves. We saw this same thing happen with Grant Hill back in the day. You know, he should have been spinning, but he tried to get it out for the team, and his whole career was injury riddled.
Ankle. Yeah.
Right,
Got a staph infection.
right.
I think this going to set a standard now. We saw KD go down, and like you said, all those other guys this year. So maybe next time. Now we saw Steph sit out. He was trying to work his way back, the hamstring, but he's older, wiser. So he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna even push it." But I think going forward, because Mason, Cam, and them on is what it is. Somewhere I heard it. Somebody was talking about the business of basketball, and from a business standpoint, it was like Indiana might have made the wrong move. You lose them for the whole next year, but of course, like from a basketball player standpoint, he wanted to try. But going forward, this is going to be the case study. Let's think about this. What's the probability with this? Especially if it's a cap, I think people gonna be like, "Nah, chill out."
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think it's something they gotta look at going forward, like you say, because you pay these guys. These are some of your top guys, and you paying them big money, and now they gotta miss a whole year. We look at the contract that Jason Tatum just signed last year, $330 million, and that's why you're seeing what Boston has done today. They got off Drew Holiday to get off that contract. They got rid of Porzingis, sent him down to Atlanta to get off his money. They also, I was reading, they're exploring getting off of Derek White, and that a lot of teams have been interested in getting Jaylen Brown because they understand that we made our run. We spent a lot of money. Now they did go over the luxury tax. They did go into that second apron. And now with Jason Tatum going down and being out for a year, you still got to pay him, and we don't really have a good shot at winning the championship. So I might as well go ahead and start my rebuild now. I might as well go ahead at least get under the luxury tax and move forward that way because we don't really have a legit chance to win the championship.
That one game might change the direction of Indiana's franchise now. Because he's got to rehab a whole year, and then you never know if you get back to what you were this year.
Who are you talking about? You talking about Halliburton?
Yeah, Indiana. So it's like the moment
he guaranteed $45 million.
What you want to try, but then from a strategic standpoint, they do analytics on everything else. There's going to be a lot of analytics on the business side. Like, yeah, let's go ahead and shut them down.
Got a question for you. If a player does not play any game in the season, should they get just 30% of their salary, or should they get the whole contract?
Oh no, it's NBA. That's what NBA Players Association fight for. This ain't the NFL. Dumbass niggas in the NFL who don't know how to negotiate with the owners. NBA, you get that whole contract. Look, you got coaches, Mike Budenholzer. Look at what Phoenix has done in the last 2 years. They hired Frank Vogel, fired him with a 5-year deal. They hired Mike Budenholzer, gave him a 5-year deal, fired him. They fired Money Williams. Guess what? Even though the old coaches ain't coaching no basketball game,
right?
They still gonna get all their money. So a warrior, a guy that gave his blood, sweat, and tears and gave his body for the team, he should get all his money. There's no question about it.
Well, they get Mike. They get penalized if they see you. Well, somebody get penalized if they see you sitting out. You're not supposed to be sitting out the right way. You at least get penalized for that. So,
Only get penalized, but at the same time, with Halliburton going down for the year, being out for the year with his Achilles, NBA teams do have insurance, and insurance usually
Right.
covers a lot of those expenses, so it don't hurt them as much. And I mean, still salary cap wise it does, but as far as the owner's pocket, it don't hurt them as much as it may appear.
and I think they'll still be all right next year by the way they play. More pressure free basketball. I think they'll be all right.
Neymar just got paid. He was
Playoff.
making 2 million this year, and then he got to 18 million. I guess
Mhm.
because his defense and his, I guess they saw something in him.
But yeah,
But
Neymar is a solid player, and he's young.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
just,
I don't know. Indiana, Halliburton was a big piece of that team, man. I mean, he's the point guard. He makes everything go. He's an all-star player. He distributes the ball, pure point guard, so to say. But he also can score. I don't know if maybe they will draft somebody, or maybe they'll go out in free agency and sign somebody who can, carry that load for a minute. I mean, this is why a guy like, and I really hate to say it, but I guess a guy like Chris Paul becomes valuable. Definitely for a team like Dallas or a team like Indiana, I'm waiting for my point guard to get back. I need somebody who can distribute the ball and really set up other players. Can he come help me for temporarily until my real point guard gets back?
he might play too slow. He's too old.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, he's still a pure point guard. He's still better than whoever Indiana's backup point guard is.
I think they just if you move them hard, I think they need to see if give Matthew more minutes if he stay healthy. I always like his game.
Well, Mathurin is a big part of what they're doing, but he got hurt early in the season, man. He missed the whole game. So it was just about getting Mathurin back in rotation. But I believe next year, if they keep him, that he'll be back in the rotation getting heavy minutes. They
Yeah,
deep. Indiana's still deep. They
yeah.
just need another point guard because when Halliburton went out, they didn't really have a backup point guard. I look at TJ McConnell as more as a two-way guard, a guy that can score, but he's not really getting other guys involved. He's putting the ball
Hmm.
in the hole. So they
Yeah.
need another point guard, so somebody like a Tyus Jones, somebody that can help facilitate. Because when Halliburton went out in the second half, the Siakam game went away, Obi Toppin game went away, Neimark game went away, Neesmith.
But that defense turned up too.
Right.
They started turning over the ball. It was like it just came back to defense. But yeah, so we'll just see how like I said, good finals, maybe not most ratings worthy to talk about, but good finals. OKC won. They just have to and we'll see where it takes them. Like I said, they're prepared for the future. We just gotta stay healthy. But it's a rough road. And they did something. They outlier. They second youngest team to win the NBA championship since the Blazers in '77. So as we know, young teams don't win. you gotta you gotta take them lumps for you don't win usually. And they don't have so they set up. So we'll see what they how an encore goes. But I want to move to the some of the biggest news, I guess, earlier that same day. Durant got traded to Houston for Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green and some picks. So Phoenix couldn't get rid of Bill, so and they were been trying to get rid of Durant. I think it's a it's a definitely good move for Houston with them having youth and Durant can score, shoot. Maybe not the greatest leader. Maybe the coach can handle that or some other guys, Van Vliet, but they needed his scoring. The only thing that worries me is health. And he's going to be 37 this year, already 37, 37 by the time next season starts. So it's like If he can give me 50 to 60 games at the right time, but I mean I'm kind of I like it. I like it for 2K. um, and I mean I do like them addressing a need. And if you can get rid of Dylan Brooks and his bad shooting and foul shooting, and those young guys, I mean they can. I think they can compete in the West. I don't know. I mean, maybe a second seed is still possible next year, but what you think about trade, Mike?
Well, I was first like, man, it's not really good for Houston. You're getting this old guy. He's dropping 27, 26 points a game, starting to taper off a little bit. But then when I looked at Houston's lineup, I mean, they had guys just trying to get into the lineup, man. It's like they didn't have enough minutes. So now you remove Brooks and Jalen Green, especially Jalen Green. It's like that dude's good, but they got they got a deep team that's guys ready to each inch in there, man. Cam Whitmore, Easton play some defense. So you got these young cats now. They hungry. They're ready to get some burn. And then you got a Durant who now clearly should be the leader. Is he gonna really lead the team and like offensively? Hey, do this, cut, and or is he gonna fall flat again, get hurt, and lose? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think it's a great move for Houston, but uh, you got the decent coach. You got these young cats, Van Fleet and them. I think they could possibly challenge
They got
OKC.
defense.
I mean, yeah, they might give OKC a little run, man. But I mean, regular season different from the playoffs. Then you got all these young cats in the playoffs. Can they mentally get more physical and play right? So that's the battle. We saw what happened these last playoffs. They ran to Golden State, a little more experienced. Uh, they played hard, but I mean, Golden State is Golden State. Then they lose to Golden State, 2-7,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, but it's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, these guys getting younger, a lot more game experience. So, remains to be seen. Can Durant stay healthy? Can he get more than 60 games played? That's the question.
What you
He had
got,
an Achilles.
James?
He had an Achilles tear, didn't
Yeah, when they went to
Yeah,
the final.
19. Yeah,
he? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I think Houston gonna have to make another move. I don't know if this move is gonna propel them the way a lot of people see it because Houston had a good defense. They pride themselves on defense, and you just got rid of one of your best defensive players in Dylan Brooks, and you got rid of Jalen Green, who could score the basketball. Maybe he was inconsistent in the playoffs, but he also was willing to defend. They were young guys, young legs, and Houston had a deep team. Maybe another year with that same squad, they could do the same thing OKC did. But Kevin Durant is not a leader. He's a role player. He's always been a role player. He's never led any team anywhere. He's always been. I call him the greatest role player in the game, surpassing Scottie Pippen. Until Durant, Scottie Pippen was the greatest role player. Now Kevin Durant is the greatest role player of all time. I don't know. He's maybe the second greatest role player of all time behind Scottie Pippen. He scored.
Role players don't win Finals MVPs. Role players don't win Finals MVPs.
I think Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP, but I digress.
Outlier.
I mean, it's happened. That's all I'm saying. It happened. But and he came off the bench, so I mean, it happened. But yeah, Kevin Durant, he gave you 26 points a game last year, but he gave up 30. Because he's not playing in defense. They haven't played in defense in probably the last 5 years, and Houston got to make it.
How you know he gave up 30? Where you get that from?
I mean, I'm just watching the basketball. Okay. He might didn't give up 30, but he probably gave up 26.
I got you. It sounded good how it just kind of flowed off the tongue.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm just saying he's not playing no defense, right. And that's why you had a team like Phoenix who, you got him, Book, Bill, and they're not even in the play-in.
All offense, no defense. Yeah.
We saw him in Brooklyn, and it just ain't working out. And I think he's a solid player. He can, if you're in the playoffs and you go into that half court game, KD is somebody you can get a ball to and go get a bucket. So to get,
Have you seen Tyreek Eason and Cam Whitmore?
oh yeah, they're good
They
young
play some
players. I
D,
think,
don't they?
yeah,
So
they
you
coming
let
along.
so you letting go of Brooks and Green, and you letting them young cats play a little more D.
Well,
Hey,
this is
they
what I'm
yeah,
saying. In order to get those guys in the game, somebody gotta go to the bench because you only can play 5 at a time.
right.
And
You
I
still
think
got Jabari Smith,
yeah,
Thompson.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Jabari Smith was coming off the bench. So to
right.
your point
Right.
though, to your point with KD being 37, he hasn't played more than 65 games except for one time in the last 5. Okay, can he get
Mm.
60, 65 games? Okay, not only that, I gotta cut his minutes. I gotta cut his minutes for 2 reasons. For one, I need him healthy in the playoffs because we need his scoring when his scoring don't count. Also, I gotta cut his minutes because, like you're saying, we gotta play some of those younger guys. We gotta get them minutes so that we can still play good defense. Udoka, the head coach, is he gonna be able to ride KD like he's been riding those other young guys? Is he gonna be able to coach KD the way he needs to coach KD so the other guys can say, okay, he's not a fraud. He's the
I
real
don't,
deal.
I don't doubt the
You
coach.
got what's that?
I said I don't doubt the coach. I mean, he led Houston. I mean, Houston to the second best record with
Right,
some defense.
but is he gonna be able to hold KD accountable, especially when it comes to the defensive side of the ball? Because Udoka is about playing defense,
He
and
dealt with Tatum and Brown, didn't he? I mean,
yeah, but
he can deal with a
around
star.
young players who were willing.
He play
Right,
defense.
they willing and able. I don't know if
Yeah.
37-year-old KD willing or able. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't have. That's why I thought San Antonio was the best spot for him because at least in San Antonio you got young guards and you got Wemby behind. Şengün is not a shot blocker. He's not a rim protector. Matter of fact, KD might be the best rim protector that Houston got right now.
Steven
And
Adams. Adams can do a little something.
yeah, but once again,
No,
Steven Adams-
I'm in Thompson.
yeah, but Amir Thompson
I'm
is
in
a great.
Thompson. He blocked. He
He-
let him in
It's
block.
fine, though.
I'm saying he's a great defensive player, but he's not a rim protector.
No,
Jabari can block a shot or two.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench. But and
One of those
Jabari is more of a finesse player. He more
yeah,
Go ahead.
He not like that, Mike.
right.
I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
he can block a shot. That's all I'm saying.
I mean theoretically, everybody
Well,
block a shot. But I'm just saying
right.
they don't have a Rudy Gobert
Right, I got you.
Wembanyama or somebody like that who can even Porzingis to a certain degree could still protect the rim.
He can't
So they
stay
don't-
healthy, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying for KD, for
But he
Houston,
can still, yeah.
right. So now, with KD out there, like I said, you got to cut his minutes. I don't know if he's on the average that same 26. Maybe he'll still average in the 20s, but his minutes got to come down because he got to play less games. He got to be prepared for the playoffs. And Houston still, I'm pretty sure Udoka's still going to want his team to have that defensive presence that they had this year. So, I mean, I think Houston lost a lot in this deal with losing those 2 guys who are defensive presence. And Jalen Green's still young, and he can score the ball. It was just about being consistent in the playoffs, but he still got a lot of room to grow. His ceiling's still high, in my opinion.
Yeah, that contract he got high too. He
Right,
about to get
right.
paid. Yeah, he about to.
How do you see him in Phoenix? I mean, I think Phoenix is still gonna make another move, like you said, Houston, because I just don't. I mean, if they can convince Bill to leave, but I mean, sticking with Booker, but it's like you bring in Green. Do you want to? Because I feel like this year gonna be last year was it should be in the expectations in Phoenix because you let Green develop, you have Booker there for leadership and veteran presence, but I mean, Bill stay around. I just don't.
Well, Phoenix is a mess.
Right, you got four guards in 3 positions. Right, yeah. So one of them is gonna be on the bench, but it's a long season. One of them cats will get hurt. I mean, so no, honestly, I ain't trying to put on nobody, but I mean, it's a long season. You need backup. You need a little bench.
Right. They'll miss, and maybe the only thing I could possibly say that maybe they could have some success if they just decide to just play Dunny Nelson style basketball and just run. But you small, you got 3 guys playing down the really the same position. Can you get rid of Bill, who has the no trade clause? That's gonna be a question to be answered. But the owner, when they got the new owner, I think his name Matt East or whatever his name.
It's Bill.
This year, he came in and he decided he wanted to make a splash, and he brought in Bill, and then he went and got KD because KD wanted to be in Phoenix. You did that by putting names together, but you didn't build a team. Then you sold all your draft picks off, so you couldn't rebuild young. So, I mean, honestly, Phoenix just screwed. I don't see Phoenix getting any better next year or the year after that.
Didn't they fire James Jones?
Yeah, I don't know if they fired James Jones. I know they got 3 different coaches in 3 years, and some of these coaches, these are championship coaches. When you talk about Monty Williams got you to the finals. Then you had Frank Vogel, who's a championship head coach. Then you had Coach Boomhoser, who I think is a great coach, and you got rid of him after 1 year. So I just think at the top, I think the owner is making most of the decisions, and he don't know what the hell he's doing. Sometimes you gotta let basketball people do basketball things. It's similar to like the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones making all the decisions. At some point, you gotta let football people make football decisions so that you can become the team that you want to become.
That's true. Well, Jerry Jones, he doing that football experience, but it didn't left him. He just about making that money.
Yeah.
And as long as they're gonna talk about the Cowboys, he's winning.
Right.
He's winning. He ready to talk. But
it don't work that way for Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix, it's time to be bad. They had a window, and windows are always small, but they missed it. You're up 2-0 in the finals. I mean, and to lose the last 4 is just. Then the next year, they won 64 games, and then Luka got them. So it's like, because I think they would have, if they would have played Golden State, they might have a good chance to go back. But when
all their players play the same position, you got Cody Martin, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. I mean, these are all 2s and 3s, right? Am I missing something? And then you add Brooks and Green. Like, something got to give. Yeah, so they got to make some more moves. Some of them guys got to go.
When they went to the finals.
But they're under contract. I'm looking at the contract. They got another 3-year. Grayson Allen getting paid through 28. Royce O'Neal to 28.
You can
Booker
trade
through
him.
28.
You still trade him.
Yeah. But
you might be able to trade him. Somebody else got to want them.
Right.
The trade ain't just I want to trade him. Here you go. No, it don't work like that. Another team got to get involved and say, we want this player, we want this contract. When Phoenix went to the finals, they had a real team. And then right after the finals, that's when history about the team. And ever since then, the team has went downhill because
remember, he brought it.
Some of the Chris Paul.
The owner had some controversy, but remember they was playing well. He brought it the year after they lost to Dallas. Remember?
Right. From locker room, he was sexual harassment.
They just they lost to. I mean, what was it 4-2 to Dallas, and they got embarrassed in Game 6. So it was like,
that's right. But I'm saying he didn't have to make many moves. The team was already constructed and ready to go. But after they lost the finals, you got rid of DeAndre Ayton, you got rid of Chris Paul. You started playing fantasy basketball
in real life.
Ayton had an issue with Monty Williams too, right?
Right.
Let him go. He was good. 60-win team. Yeah.
Small window.
I don't get that. These coaches winning 60-something games in a season, they still getting fired. I mean, what the heck?
Well,
the Denver coach. Like,
I mean, players. I mean,
you're doing something right if you're winning 60 games in the NBA season.
Right, but it can be. I mean, you can have turmoil. It comes down to relationships. You can, as we know, Phil Jackson they won a title, but Jerry Krause is like, man, this is it. We got to rebuild.
He didn't like him.
Well, I want to rebuild.
According to the documentary, Phil Jackson decided he didn't want to come back. You know,
Yeah, they didn't want to have everybody come back.
they
Yeah,
tried
that's
to
right.
bring
They
Phil
gave him.
back. Phil was like, "Nah, I'm good."
I guess Jordan couldn't convince him to come back.
Right.
And they were old. I mean, even with the short season, who knows what happened? But they were old, man. They were they were limping to the finish line, man. Literally. I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah. So Phoenix gonna be bad for a while. Now this one that came down today, actually late last night. Let's get to Boston real quick. Getting under that second apron, as they like to say, is known as
Second eight.
Trent Porzingis to Drew Holiday to Portland, and Porzingis to the Hawks. So I mean, they throwing in the towel. So if with the way the East is, I mean, I know Porzingis is always hurt, but Atlanta could be a sleeper next year.
Atlanta could be a sleeper next year. Honestly, I mean, you look at this. I was proud of Trae Young this year. I think Trae Young had a good season. He finally became the player that I wanted to see him become because he distributed the ball instead of shooting the ball all the time. You know, he averaged his assist numbers were very high.
He was leader in assists.
Huh?
I thought he was the NBA leader in assists.
Right. His assist numbers were very high. He had an All-Star year. He's still able to score the ball when they need to score. Now, the big thing that happened with the Hawks was Jalen Johnson. His injury was huge because he was on the up and up. He's actually becoming a better player than I initially thought he would. He's become a real good basketball player. And then the Kungu, his game got better this year. He developed in the rookie. The rookie's gonna be okay. Ricky is gonna be a nice player. I thought he should have won Rookie of the Year. I know Stephen Council won it, but Ricochet had a good year, and it's only gonna go up from now. And you had a guy like Porzingis to the mix, which probably means that Capella, who's an unrestricted free agent, he probably won't sign back. But with
That's good.
you know what I mean?
All them 4 footers he was missing in the paint. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
time. His
I know a lot
time is ran up.
that way, but I'm happy for Capella because now Capella's he's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna go out to a championship contender and he's gonna help some team make a deep run in the playoffs and may even end up winning the championship because he's solid. He's a solid big. He's still a rim protector. He still can get rebounds, and he's a guy that rolls to the rim. I mean,
you're one of the few that still believe and got hope in that guy.
He got to stay healthy though, right? Don't he got some health issues?
Yeah, I mean,
got some basketball issues.
Definitely all big men, but Capella is a solid player. He's just a player that I believe. Sometimes players are better when they're playing for championship contenders.
Oh yeah.
When you don't have to do as much, when your role is like Capella with the Lakers will be perfect. That'll put them in position to make a deep playoff run because he can play defense without fouling out the game. He can roll to the rim. He take all the lobs that Luka and LeBron to give him, and he can protect the rim. Capella with the Hawks, he's not gonna be that guy that you want him to be. He's not gonna be as appreciated with a team like the Hawks. So I'm glad
they expected to drop 15 points and they can't do it.
Right. I'm glad he's gonna get the opportunity to go somewhere else and actually compete for a championship. But I think of Kungu because he more plays inside and Capella. I mean not Capella, but Porzingis can shoot the three. He can more stretch. I think they can play together. But the Hawks are long. They big. They long. They don't have any problem scoring. Daniel Dyson. I mean they got depth with Daniel Dyson. They got rid of Kevin
Dyson Daniels. Yeah.
Dyson Daniels, great defensive player. I thought he should have won defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, there was some games the dude had 5 and 7 steals in one game. Like he was that dude. Right. But I only got one issue with what you're saying, and that's my man Trae Young. Offensively, y'all talked about how great he is, and bravo, he's really doing his thing. The issue is going to be the other side of the ball defensively. He still ain't guard nobody, man. Nobody. When you set a screen on Trae, he's running into a fly on a moth, like he just disappears. And the other teams having career highs when they go up against Trae Young. Boston love, but they love to play against Trey Young.
Yeah,
The guys just going off, they balling. And actually, here's the thing, Boston, right? They beat Boston because Trey Young was out, right? Trey Young was out that game, and then they said, you know what? Dang, I don't have nobody to just score easy against. Dyson Daniels was D'ing up. The other Ricochet D'ing up. So they had a better defensive game when Trey Young was not in there, and they were actually beating some cats. So
right, they beat some cats when Trey Young was in there too. They beat Boston with Trey Young too. They didn't just beat Boston once; they beat Boston a couple times. So
my point is, he's a defensive liability, and it's tough.
But you know who's a defensive liability? Steph Curry. And I'll take him. You know?
He got stronger. Steph Curry, like, you know what? I'm tired of getting body, yo.
Still young. He still got the, he still can get right.
Need to.
Still wait. I like him. You know, he was in the passing lane sometimes. He actually wasn't as bad. You look at his defensive numbers. He's gotten better.
Okay. From an F to a D. Okay.
He's never gonna be Gary Payton. Let's not expect Trey Young to be Gary Payton.
Hey, I'm not expecting that, but I'm just saying teams on the game report. Okay, we gonna circle Trey Young. He's on the court, baby. Let's attack him. Attack.
Yeah, but what is it, Mike? Is it his size? He can't. He's our height. So, I mean, what is it that you're seeing? I mean, he's limited.
Lateral quickness without the ball, like staying in front of somebody, or just having that defensive 1-2. It just seemed like it ain't there. As much as the coaching staff and everybody is trying to do, like, man, I can't do it. And I bring up little Muggsy Bogues, right? That dude was a small 5'3".
He was a special talent.
He's special talent at 5'3" that wanted to play defense and led the league in steals.
5 and 10, and everybody else, y'all need to play defense.
But he played D. He guarded you 94 feet down the court and put pressure on you.
But Trey Young is expected to score too, though.
So he scored his all-time high. That means he sacrifices defense.
What I'm saying is, Allen Iverson wasn't a great defensive player.
Yeah, he was. Are you serious?
No,
come on, Nadi.
No, he wasn't, Mike. He just got.
He was a great defensive player. That all-team defense. No, I guess his team was defensive minded.
He got Snow in the passing lane.
Because of Snow and McKee and all them cats were D'ing up.
I'm talking about on-ball defense. That's why they bought in Eric Snow and George Lynch and Matumbo and all those other guys.
Ugly heel. Right. Everybody played D on the team except him, but they had a great coach that bought in defense too.
Right. So that's what Austin had to do. Porzingis and Jalen Johnson and Richard Shea and Dyson and
load the team up with defensive players to mask Trey. I mean,
but those guys can score too, but they score better than George Lynch and Tyrone Hill and Eric Snow. But they play defense. You know, they can't go play defense. But Trey Young
shot 30 times a game though.
Is that possible to protect him in today's NBA when you switch so much? Is it because, like you said, guys can step out and shoot? So is it even possible to protect them to that extent, to that degree?
Play zone. Play zone. It's a boxing one.
Again, the Hawks are a long team. They got, you know, they capable of moving. But I mean, all this switching is I hate all this switching that leads. The good teams don't switch as much. You know, they fight through, and you stay with your man. What you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
All this switching, that's something San Antonio did. Pop brought to the game. He was switching, and it was working because they had interchangeable pieces. But that don't work for every team. And if it don't work for your team, then you shouldn't be a team that switches everything. Just can't do it, especially when you, like you said, you got Trey Young as your point. I don't want them switching them.
We'll see. We'll see next season, first 10 games. How many people be dropping buckets on Trey? I mean, he got all off season to get better defensive. Like you said, he has gotten better. I actually agree with you on that. But people still got a ways to go.
Yeah, I gotta take that 25-10 though.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, I mean,
hey, in the league to get me the whole now.
That dude shoot from the logo now.
So James, when is I know you want people say you want a star, but when is if this season don't work out, when is enough with Trey Young? When would be a time for a change of scenery if this year don't go well?
Trey Young ain't the problem. It's a team basketball game, and he's the best player on the team. He is an all-star. And to me, he's the closest thing to a star that we've had in a long time. And as a in Atlanta, and trust me, I'm not really a Hawks fan. I'm just being objective talking about basketball.
They
I,
so
I don't.
close, like you could taste it. It's like, man, we right there.
I'm a Westbrook fan. I usually root for whoever Westbrook playing for. That's the team I follow. But I watch basketball, and I'm like, okay, I was impressed, with Trey Young, just on the individual level. But as a team, I mean, they had a lot of injuries. When you missing your second and third best players, I mean, it's gonna be hard to win games. It just is. So
Unless you Houston or OKC, unless you real deep like that.
Right. So and they went deep like that until
Right.
they added depth when they got rid of DeAndre Hunter and they brought in Yang and Terrence Mann and Karis LeVert.
Them dudes gone already.
Yeah. We knew they were gonna be gone. They were temporary. Right, they wasn't gonna be.
They left quickly. I was like, they just good. But because they call these guys 3-and-D guys, right? You play defense and shoot threes. But Yang, he was just a 3 guy. He didn't play them.
No, Yang
was overweight. Right, that dude was just a big wad of 3-point mess out there. Like, what
you can't help his body, his build, man.
You can run. Just like I can help my body, man.
But he probably not gonna get to a certain size, Mike. I mean, he can't. His genetics playing. Get him in the hand for getting to the NBA.
I like he's a crafty offensive player, but defense is not gonna be his calling card.
Yeah, but
then Levert left, didn't he? Karras? Or no, he's still.
No, they ain't trade him.
Okay. That was Terrence Mann. Yeah, man.
I mean, with these teams going down, I mean, just it's a real early outlook, obviously. But if I was a bet man, I would go with Cleveland, Orlando, Detroit. They seem to be the healthier teams and to kind of have some experience. I wouldn't count Indiana out. And
New York? No?
Yeah, New York. That's the other one I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, New York. Whoever the coach going to be, but I feel like those are safer bets. But it could, somebody like Indiana or somebody we're not talking about could make a move. But, 3 teams, at least 2 teams, we know Cleveland, Boston just kind of.
But Cleveland got hurt, right? I mean,
yeah,
what was that? Garland hurt his hand or something, his wrist?
Garland got hurt.
His toe.
Got hurt. DeAndre Hunter was hurt.
Yeah, somebody's toe. Yeah, his toe. Yeah, Garland.
And when you're dealing with 3 of your top guys, it's going to be hard to, that's why the NBA has always been about who is the healthiest team down the stretch. The best, healthiest team. But
that's what made what LeBron did so well, man. He's 9 straight, stay relatively healthy to keep that ball rolling. Like you're not gonna see that ever again. Even the East is weak, but it's tough to make it to 9 straight Eastern Conference Finals.
You might not never see another player like LeBron when he's gone. I'm not a Laker fan. I'm really not a huge LeBron fan, but I really appreciate what he's doing for the league. And I every time I watch him, I just appreciate it. It's like Tiger Woods in his last years. I appreciate the greatness that he brought, understanding that I may never see another player like this again. Another player who can literally take a team full of, bench players and send them to the finals every year. I think he's the greatest foundational piece in sports history for any sport. Him and maybe Tom Brady. But him more so than Tom Brady. If you got LeBron on your team, especially in his prime, I don't care who else you had on that team. As long as they were professional players, you had a shot. And I can't say that for no other player that I've ever seen play basketball.
That's a fact right there. Jordan had Pippen. Kobe and Shaq. We're just LeBron and the crew until he got waived a little bit.
Tim Duncan got to be in there because never missed the playoffs, always won 50 games except the lockout years. So Tim Duncan, great foundational piece.
Hall of Famer. He played with David Robinson. He played with Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Fame player.
Then once Jordan got together, I mean, that was that's your greatest fight
I was
piece
saying,
because he didn't lose. Kareem's up there too.
yeah, but
Kareem had a crew though. He had some great players with him too.
But he won one without Magic too.
yeah, when we say Kareem is to me I respect Jordan. You know, he didn't lose in the finals, but he lost in the first round live. You know, but again, it's not his fault that they were losing the first round. The man got swept in the first round to Boston. The man averaged 40 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, and they got swept. That's because it's a team game.
Right.
You know, if you don't got players around them,
You look at him like, dang, y'all gonna step up.
right? Like that's what I'm saying. Now LeBron, even when he had trash around him, he still went to the finals. LeBron didn't get beat in the first round until late in his career. He had never got beat in the first round.
But he didn't make it a couple times too.
Jordan got
didn't
beat
make
in
it.
the first round a bunch of times.
But Jordan made it every year. LeBron didn't make it to playoffs the first few years.
Yeah, but
in LA, no.
22 years old. Jordan didn't make it to the finals. So he was like 27, 28. So I mean, I don't like to really. Both of them are great, but when I think about guys like Kareem can be argued as the GOAT. I mean, look at they had to change rules for Kareem. At one point, you couldn't dunk the basketball because Kareem was dunking too much on forehead. They took the dunk out the game. You know, like things like that. You think about the rules they changed because Wilt Chamberlain.
That for Chamberlain? I thought that was for Chamberlain and no dunking rule.
That was Kareem. That was Kareem.
The rules they changed. Wilt Chamberlain is another player that they changed rules for. The paint used to be real thin, but Chamberlain was down there he was averaging 50 points. They had to make the paint wilder. We gotta make him play outside of this box. We're gonna put the legal defense in 3 seconds in the paint. All that is Wilt Chamberlain. You look at how Shaq dominated the game, and they went from man-to-man defense to they had to institute a zone because you just have to guard Shaq one-on-one. He gonna dominate. He gonna kill everybody. So we gotta make it to where we can have guys hedging, playing in the middle. You couldn't do that before Shaq came to the league. Everything was man-to-man.
So trap. You have to fully trap.
Right. You have to fully commit to the double team. Now you don't have to fully commit to that. You can play zone in the NBA. You couldn't play zone in the NBA when Michael Jordan was playing. So, some guys are so dominant that they change the rules and the way the game is played. Because if not, they will destroy the game.
Got to get the competition a chance. But the crazy thing was, Wilt, all that stuff, he changed, but he only couldn't beat Boston. Even though it was only a few teams, but not beat Boston.
Boston had an all-star lineup, man. Okay.
Not Wilt Chamberlain against the Boston Celtics. It's not Wilt against Bill Russell. It's the Philadelphia Lakers or against. Oh, now who were they?
Minneapolis? No, they
were Philadelphia. Minneapolis Lakers.
The Philadelphia Warriors.
Right, the Philadelphia Warriors. Right, against the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics had 8 Hall of Famers.
They had all the talent.
Right.
They didn't squander it. They're like, hey, we're gonna keep winning.
Right. So it's always a team game. Michael Jordan won 6 championships, not by himself. The Bulls won 6 championships. And that always has to be considered. LeBron, I think he's 4 and 6 in the finals.
Yeah.
His team, he didn't lose 6 championships. His team lost 6 times because they won better than the other team.
But when you the head, you got the head that wears the what is it? The heaviest the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, but you look at some of them teams that he took to the finals. Like for me,
the first team,
that one final that Allen Iverson went to. I know they lost to the Lakers, but to me, that was just as good as Allen Iverson winning the championship. That team that he took to the championship probably is the worst team that I've ever seen get pulled.
They won the game. They weren't sweet.
When the Lakers, everybody on their way to the finals, they didn't lose their game. So
it was
2-1, man. They out of beat Shaq, Kobe, and Rick Fox and all them. I can't expect him to win that. But for him to get that Philadelphia team to the finals and win the game. That's just as good as them win the championship to me. I don't look at it like AI lost the championship. To
That's
me,
the
he's
step over of Tyrone Lue, right? In the
a
corner.
champion in my book. You know, I
Great
look at
player.
the totality of it. All this, you know, the
He in the
ring,
room.
that's for fantasy. It's good storytelling to have a ring and you won the ring. But for us guys who actually sit there and watch the game and understand the game, we got to understand that sometimes your team just not good enough. But you
All right.
was, no.
But the rings, the rings just separate you. They put you in a certain room.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
just, we play for the ring. They play for the rings. They don't just play for money.
teams play for the ring. That's why
Right.
for me, I think Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls and he won 7. I'm more impressed by Tom Brady being the quarterback of 10 Super Bowl teams than I am with him winning 7 Super Bowl rings. Because, I mean, 10 times he put his team in position to win. And the greatest playoff performance I ever seen was New England playing Philadelphia. Tom Brady threw for an NFL record 502 yards,
Mhm.
and they lost. But to me, that was the greatest single performance from a quarterback, or really any player that I had ever seen in a championship game, and they lost. So I'm just impressed by what I actually see with my eyes. I don't get caught up. You know, I get it. You know,
Hold on. Was that game when they played Philadelphia Eagles?
yeah, that was the game they played the Eagles.
And they benched their starting cornerback because of
Whatever reason.
something. We don't
Right.
actually to this day we still don't know. He just did some
Right. We still
Butler,
don't know.
Malcolm
something.
Butler.
Yeah,
Right.
Malcolm Butler.
He didn't
He
do
had
nothing wrong.
contraventional conduct to the team conduct or whatever.
No, he didn't do nothing
Like
wrong.
what you
It
mean?
was reported he did nothing wrong. The coach just decided he didn't want to play his best
Well,
cornerback that day.
the coach is now coaching college football, so I'm gonna talk to him about that. See if he
Right.
give me an update.
Yeah,
Right.
Tom Brady, but I mean, you can't. I
Yeah.
mean, Tuck Rule gave him one, man. That was a fumble.
Yeah, that
He
was
admitted
bogus.
it.
Yeah.
So. Jesus,
Yeah, 17 years later, he had to wait.
Jesus.
Right.
Exactly. I
He had
mean,
to wait.
Come
Eli
on,
Manning
man.
beat Detroit, but Eli Manning not better than Tom Brady.
But for
He
them
was
moments,
them
for
two
them 2
games
moments,
though.
he was. Them
Well,
2
games.
he
Right.
the
was.
Giants were better than the Patriots those 2 games. Eli Manning ain't never been better than Tom Brady on
Those
any
2
day.
games, he made clutch throws. He
Yeah,
came
he
up in the
did. But
clutch.
that
Got caught
defense,
on his helmet.
that
And don't
front
forget
four,
about Vinatieri, all them field goals now.
yeah, but don't forget about that front four that the Giants
Well,
had.
that too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Newman,
yeah.
Euro, and all those guys. Those guys. It's a team game.
Right. But remember the Patriots. But they played the Patriots and they lost, and that was good for them to play them. And you
Right.
got to get that. Okay, we're used to what they're doing. We can figure
And
out
what you
something. Because I
what you
think if they
saying
would have
too?
played them, hadn't played
They
them
were
in the regular
six.
season,
They
they
were
would
a
have blew them
6
out.
seed. They were a 6 seed. They barely
Right.
got
They
in the
were wild card.
playoffs,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they just like took over. Like everybody started clicking.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that first championship that New England won, I think that was against the Rams. If they would have played the Rams 9 more times, the Rams would have beat them 9 times.
Well, they remember they knew the plays too.
Well, yeah, that's important. It's important to know the plays. But my whole point is, it takes a team to win.
Oh
It
yeah,
takes
definitely.
it takes your front office, it takes defense, it takes the offense, and for
But
the story, for the casual fan, the way the story is being told, because sports is about storytelling.
Right.
That's what a championship have an allure. But for
the
people that actually,
go ahead.
but for people that actually watch the game and dissect the game and understand the game, you know when you see a great player, man, and what he represents. It's guys who have championships who are not better than some guys who don't have championships.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Being at the right place at the right time, but in the NFL, you only as good as your team, like you're just saying, because you only play offense. You don't play defense. You don't kick the field goals.
Yeah.
So you had your Peyton Mannings out there who was all world, but coach
Right.
was sorry because they ain't had no defense, right?
Well, think
And
every
then-
time Tom Brady when he had top 5 defense.
Yeah, that's my
People
point.
don't mention that.
Right.
But
When
when
you also
you're
got
not
to
rooting
add
for Brady,
too,
you have to mention it. You have to.
you got to also mention that they never had those holding penalties on them 3rd and longs, and they didn't get it. They got them benefits of them calls too. Them linemen never held, man.
You know,
Like they need to put the stats up on that as far as offensive penalties with Tom Brady. That
Well,
dude was always
you know, so
They got rid of the ball real quick though. They got
no.
rid of the ball
But
real quick.
when you watch these games, man, let me see, the Ravens, the Jets, the
right.
Raiders, them dudes always had them penalties on third down. They get a first down. Next thing you know, you see that flag coming. You know what I'm saying? You never saw that for the Patriots.
No,
Well,
you
you
did
know,
against KC, but that fool was lined up on offsides against the
Well, you saw
Patriots.
that one time, right? So you saw what you gotta get mad too. You saw Mahomes got mad. But Barbie was like, they shouldn't call that. They shouldn't call that. Man, the dude was offside. You gotta call that. Everybody
some,
see that.
sometimes when I'm watching wrestling, you know, John Cena might get the belt, and somehow the referee get distracted, and he hit the other guy in the head with the belt, and the referee don't see it, and then you go and pin the guy, and you win. And it's just sports entertainment.
That's
It's
entertainment.
all the
Okay,
same.
okay.
It's all the same. But at the end of the day,
Unfortunately.
we don't know who's gonna win. So long we don't know who's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
win.
yeah. You do.
Then,
Them refs know.
yeah,
They
the
see what's.
owners know, the
They
referees
got
know.
they got the script right here. Okay, that third
Right.
and line, we're gonna call that penalty. All right, yep.
That's
He
why
holding
every
every play.
time,
Might as well call it. All right, I'm gonna call it.
right, that's why
Yeah.
every time it's a close play, and I know y'all have seen this, they go to the replay booth. Now we see it on the replay booth. We know what to call. We know what the call for to be. It shouldn't take them but 30 seconds to say, "Oh yeah, that's what happened. Let's come back and report it." But they gotta call them guys in New
No,
York.
they
They
do
gotta
this.
call them
Yeah.
guys that's talking, and
Let
those
me tell
guys talking.
Let me
They
tell you
got
what they do. They do this. They say, "Hey, what team losing? All right, they team down by 3 points. This third and long, we gotta give it to the losing team. We can't let the winning team get this one. All right, we gotta keep the fans in the game. All right, bet.
you know who else gotta call them guys in the caucus? The
Who
NBA,
that?
the referees in the NBA. They gotta call them same guys. They call it the same. I don't know what's going on in Secaucus, New York, but
Yeah.
that's where games are decided at.
Yeah. What so let's real quick here. We got the draft
What you
tomorrow.
think
It's,
about
it
this
is
call,
Tuesday
man? Or
recording.
let's see what
Um,
happened, man.
Cooper
I don't
Flag
know.
gonna go first. I just wanted what y'all think about what this guy. Y'all heard about what Ace Bailey's doing? Do y'all agree with that? Or
What's he doing?
well, he didn't work out for anybody. Like
He's putting a Shador, except for the difference between him and Shador is he has undeniable talent. So he ain't got to worry about falling to the draft. Somebody gonna
Okay,
take it.
he's a lottery pick, basically. You saying right?
Right.
Clearly.
He's a lot
Okay.
of sure. Look, I had, at first I looked at it a different way. I was like, I don't know
Let me
what
see
this
this.
guy's doing.
Ace Bailey.
He shouldn't be doing this. But I was talking to Coach Sam Mitchell today, and he
I
made me
saw
look at it a
you.
different way. Right. He made me look at it a different way. Um, this guy is letting you know right now he want to come in and he want to have an opportunity to develop. If he goes somewhere like Philly, where you got Embiid in front of you, you got Tyrese Maxey in front of you, you got George in front of you, potentially Jared McCain, who they drafted last year, he was playing successful till he got hurt. He might be in front of you. How many minutes are you going? Well, you fall in the pecking order. How you gonna be able to develop and start working on your second contract? He want to go somewhere like Utah or Washington, where they sorry as hell, and he can get 20, 30 shots a night. He can let you know right now. I want to go somewhere where I have an opportunity to develop and become a great player. I don't want to be in a role player type situation. So from that aspect, I understand it and I respect it. He has undeniable talent. He will get drafted high. Maybe Philly take him anyway, or maybe Philly get a package deal from Utah or Washington and they move down the draft. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out with this kid.
Yeah, it is. I'm
You're
all
not
about
going to the
respecting the
Hornets at number 4.
process. Who's for?
The Charlotte.
Well,
Charlotte's an interesting case because I've been reading a lot of reports that a lot of guys they've been a lot of prospects been denying going to work out for Charlotte because they don't want to play with LaMelo.
wow.
So it's
Yeah, I'm gonna go
But
to
he gonna
mock
be hurt,
draft. Let
so
me
you
see
might
what's
as
going
well.
on. Yeah, they got
He
Ace
won't
Bailey number 6 now. Wow.
on the mock draft.
Cooper Flag 1, Dylan Harper 2 to the Spurs, Trey Johnson to the Philly, VJ Edgecombe to the Hornets, Baylor freshman, Con Canuple from Duke going to
Oh
the
wow.
Utah, which makes close sense. And then Ace Bailey to the Wizards. I don't know what the Wizards doing. They just made a trade. They just trade. They got they let go of
You got
Jordan Poole and
McCollum.
brought in
They might.
uh
I mean, McCollum, CJ.
McCullough. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, he might not stay there, so it
yeah,
might.
CJ McCullough.
But they
I mean,
still
he's good.
got who you got? Bub Carrington and the other guy, Bilal or something. Whatever. They got a
They,
young Sar.
yeah, they have that.
Yeah, that rookie.
Yeah, they got Star who I don't
He's
know
the number
man.
2 pick.
Why?
That dude, Sar. Yeah, Sar. Come on, man. Yeah, what are you
I
doing,
mean,
man?
their young team, they got a long way to go. You know, a lot of development to do. Um, I don't know what they're
They
going.
playing street ball out there.
See
I
them,
saw their games, man. It was like guys were just coming in, screening
yeah,
rolls. It was just green. Pool had the green light just hoisting from
yeah.
everywhere. It wasn't even. I'm like, it was. It was no. It was barely any coaching, man. I'm like, what is going on here?
CJ McCollum on last year his deal, so next year they'll have his money coming out the book. They'll have a buttload of money to go out and get free agents. Maybe they can lure somebody in who want to play with those guys. But I think that'll be a perfect fit for somebody like Ace Bailey to go in and get 20 shots up a night, you know, and develop his game. They'll lose, you know, they not in the predicament where they're gonna be winning anytime soon.
Definitely. And so
Hey,
yeah,
have you heard
draft
about this
coming up.
dude named Cedric
Oh,
Coward? Have you heard about Cedric Coward?
No, I can't say I have.
where you play?
Well, he was this undrafted dude. He went to he was on the West Coast, right, playing ball, and then he was gonna transfer to Duke, right? Because Duke, it's like he had his wingspan, he was balling, and then he just went for the draft to see if he could make it, and it was like he was dominating the draft. So now he goes from a high school, not even good, to now an NBA star, and he didn't even really play college ball like that. I mean, he was good, but clearly he was very good to be in the top 20. Like he was
But
just balling out.
those guys now in the draft, the way the draft works now is it's they prospects. They really it's based off potential.
Right.
Every coach in the NBA, just like coaches in the NFL or MLB, all high professional coaches believe if a guy got tools, they can take that guy and they can turn him into something. Now, a lot of times they wrong, but that's what they believe. So, um, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess see, a lot of times with these drafts nowadays, you don't find out if a guy's good until year 3 or 4.
Yeah, because
Sometimes it's the 5th year where you find out, okay, this guy can play.
look at the
Because
Halliburton draft. Look at
right,
that
those
draft
guys,
now.
right, those guys really, those first 3 years, don't supposed to be in college years. But
Hmm.
now they're coming into the NBA, and these general managers are taking him because he has potential. We'll develop him. We'll put him in our system, and then, we'll have us some. We're looking for the next superstar, and
Hmm.
the younger I can get him, the better chance it is that I have of having that guy. So that's just
Yeah.
it,
Just the way it
it's a
is.
it's a weird game these days. Because when we was coming up.
Yeah.
You could take a guy who was a senior, who was a junior. He was already. You knew when you had the draft back. If any of those guys in the lottery, they were gonna turn your franchise. You knew Stephon Marbury was coming in. He was gonna change it around. You knew Vince Carter, Stackhouse, Rashid. I mean, you had guys
Grant
coming
Hill.
in. Tim Duncan, he was
Yeah.
a senior.
4 years.
You
4
knew when Tim
years.
Duncan came in the league, you finna start winning basketball again.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spurs like, hey, we got a
Oh,
tank to get him before everybody else is tanking. Like we
hey,
gotta Dave Robinson, you
hey,
gotta sit your
side
butt
side
down.
note, side note on the draft, they got on Drake Power from Carolina going to the Boston Celtics at number 28.
We'll see.
Drake Powell, I mean,
He
yeah,
got he said he can defend, shoot better, got wingspan, so
Yeah, but a
yeah.
lot of these guys that get drafted, especially late in the first round, they
Yeah.
don't. They
right.
sit on the bench. Sometimes they even in the G
Go
League.
to
I
the
mean,
G League. Yeah, they go to the G
look at
League.
guys like Houston. Houston had a pretty decent draft pick last year, and they got Shepard. And
Shepard,
Shepard
he
was in
played.
the G League. But when it came time to start making the trade for Durant, at first, Phoenix wanted Shepard. They were like, nah, we ain't coming out for him. Because they developing it. You know, he's just young right now. They saying if we got another year or two, he's gonna be a solid player. He has the bit. I think he averaged 30 in the league. So
Oh, wow.
he has the ability to score. Right now, we just got players in front of him on the pecking order for what we're trying to do, but he's a part of our future. So a lot of these guys, you know, you can get drafted in the lottery and still not get in the game. You look at OKC. OKC has a whole team full of first round picks. Then they're gonna have another first round pick this year, and whoever they draft in the first round, he might be the 15th guy on the roster. He might be in the G League because they already deep.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I said again, you drafting these guys on potential and hope, and we'll see what they can do. At some point, Jalen Williams gonna want a new contract. At some point, Chet Holmgren gonna want a new contract. SBA gonna get his max money, and you might not be able to pay them all in that small market. You can let one of them go, trade them, get more picks, and now you just move another first round pick up in his spot, and you don't drop production because they really good. I mean, that Casey kid who came off the bench for OKC,
Jason Wallace.
he's a baller.
Mm-hmm. Kentucky. From
He
Kentucky,
just
right?
can't give you the minutes right now because we deep.
They deep. They are deep. And we'll see where they go from here. But thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much coming on, talking about these finals, man, and trades. And we'll see what unfolds in these next few days. And definitely tomorrow, Wednesday, when the NBA draft. We kind of know to see if there are other trades involving, but it should be interesting. But appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it here.
So the draft tomorrow is not Thursday?
It's tomorrow.
Yes, it was 2 nights, so it starts tomorrow and it is Thursday. Yeah, it's 2 nights.
Why?
Oh,
Why
I
the
messed
NBA?
up. Okay.
Why the NBA doing that? It makes no sense. You only got 2 rounds. Let's go and get these picks in.
At least
But
I got
it's
Ain't
like
nobody
you got-
watching Thursday. Who gonna sit there and say, "Oh, you know what? I'm finna tune into the NBA draft to watch the second round," when you already know after the first 15 picks, it's over with. Why not just go ahead and do it all that night? Just run the second round real quick like they used to. This just makes no sense. I'm not watching the second round of the NBA draft. I'm gonna look at it my XP and maybe they'll tell me a guy. But after the first round, I'm done.
We done.
Yeah. Got something else to watch on Thursday. I'm not finna be watching a bunch of second rounders get drafted. That makes no sense.
All right, man. Well, y'all be. Good way to end it.
All right, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
y'all,
okay,
man.
yeah, the 25th, 8 p.m., Brooklyn, New York. ABC, ESPN. Okay. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch
I'll
up.
see y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's all, folks, for this edition of the All Basketball Podcast. Thanks to James, Mike, and Cornelius for coming on and speaking with me about the NBA Finals, Durant trade, and all that. Remember, subscribe wherever you get podcasts. Also, the All Basketball Podcast is available on YouTube. Once again, I'm your host, Maurice Dixon. Until next time, peace and be blessed in Jesus' name.